Hi, I'm Dan Whittaker. I'm here today to talk about JJ Kellen. JJ is on the nationwide tour and just missed his tour card by one stroke, unfortunately, in 2010. JJ is a phenomenal talent, a very long hitter, averages 304 yards off the tee. He's done some work with Chris O'Connell, obviously from One Plane Swing, and Chris was the person who started talking about swinging left with trying to get a passive club face, which would allow him to hit the shot a lot straighter and keep it on line more. JJ and I spoke together whilst I was at Mira Vista, which is where he plays and practices from, Mira Vista Golf and Country Club in Dallas. And when we were there, we started talking about the swing, talking about his game, what my thoughts were on the swing, and he asked me to have a look at him. And I had a look this afternoon for about an hour, and then had a look the following morning for another hour. I will now discuss what I saw in his swing and explain a couple of the misses he found he was having with the method he was using, but he thought at least it was under control a little, and the strengths that I think can begin to happen once he starts putting these changes in. And what we saw happen with JJ was he opened the club very quickly on the inside here in the first move. The club got very much behind his hands. Now from there, we saw that he tended to lift it up a little bit, get it a little bit stuck, get the right elbow beautifully in front of the body. But then from here, he kind of pulls the arms in front of the body, kind of almost like a loop shift move. But the club's attacking from the inside. The right elbow is a little bit stuck behind the body because it's a little bit spinny. But he does do well in taking it left. But because the right elbow is behind the body, he tends to chase out a touch. The right elbow is always going to be behind the body when you've pulled it inside here in the first move, because as it pulls inside, it causes the elbow to look back instead of down at the hip. So it starts to fold a little bit behind rather than in front. Now, what I actually started to work on from there was this. To create more of a one-piece move with the body starting to turn back rather than getting the clubbers stuck behind him. We still see this right wrist is wanting to do a lot of the work, and the left wrist is kind of looking down to the ball. This is a lot more turn from the torso in this first move than we saw him having here. A lot more hand at this point on the left hand earlier video than there are on the right. So this one, he then continues turning, gets a slightly bigger backswing, but without any run on, very much synced up. Whereas here we see how it works under and then more up and shallow. Okay, a little more collapses, more room on the right, even though he still works over. He's working over because he's spinning the hip so aggressively in order to try and open up the side to come through. The key to start with, to give him some room, so he could have able to get the elbow more in front and reduce the amount of chase out with the right hand what we had here, where the elbow was stuck behind. And as you see, there's a lot more chase out through the ball on the left than there is here on the right. Okay, but there's still more than we wanted to see. So what I would like to see JJ work on next personally would be the following. I would look at once we've got this much better one-piece move we were starting to incorporate here, so how much more turn you got from the body as opposed to the hands get disjointed. Rather than him just spinning this left hip, what I'd like to see him doing is getting this left hip and left knee going forwards by turning that left foot out, which will encourage the left knee to rotate over the ankle, getting a little bit more forward, so he's more on top of it, as opposed to spinning, because we see how this right foot's working out and back, so it's actually working in this direction. Okay, so the feet are essentially spinning. We will see here. See the left heel working in, so he's spinning around, but that's happening because he's not over the front foot, so he's essentially backing out of it a little bit. Okay, when you compare these two views here, you see here, watch this, how the left foot rolls, the left knee is going over the left ankles, the left hip's more forwards, it's still opening up, but everything's more connected coming into the ball as both feet are rolling. We see here with JJ how his feet are more spinning back and in. You can see them going in. The left heel's working in, not across. So it's in, so he's more backed out. whereas Jade is more across, so he's more on top. Okay, so the key is that once you've got yourself in a better movement in the backswing and everything's more synced up, then start to be able to lead from the ground up from the left side, get over that left pivot point, so he's more over than around, so striking the ball with more shaft lean and trapping it and coming through, as opposed to spinning and backing out, therefore bringing in the element of the pull or the weak cut that he has. And it will occasionally go to a pull draw if he's out of sync in the backswing, because this will have the right arm stuck behind the body, and he'll chase out with the right hand, which will then cause the club face to manipulate. When he gets the better first move here of one piece, everything is then together and more in front at the top. We just need to eliminate the spin out here and replace it with the transition from here. That is the big key to it all, so then you can start to learn to unwind properly around rather than backing out of it. I think if he did these, we'd improve his ball strike and his accuracy immensely. I think he's obviously a tremendous talent. I thoroughly enjoyed the time I worked with him. It's clearly a lot of work already from Chris O'Connell on his golf swing, which he thanked Chris for and asked me to mention. I really do wish JJ all the best, and I hope that I'll get the opportunity to work with him when I'm over again next time at Mirror Vista. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. If you want to contact me, you can at dan@danwhitakergolf.com or visit my website at danwhitakergolf.com. Thanks a lot.